Hey everybody, welcome to class. My name is Professor Fredericks, and this is CIS680 Cloud Applications Development. Now, this class is fully online, fully async, and you are pretty much going to be interacting with me through these videos or office hours. So just kind of keep that in mind as we go. Everything is kind of this nice little decentralized approach. So the way this is going to work, this is our introduction video to welcome you to class. I've got some stuff to share with you to get you all up and running. So this is going to be mainly a class focused on the various aspects of the cloud, how to use a lot of the different tools and things like that that are available to you. One thing before I forget and before I lose interest, everything that you will be doing in this class is 100% free to you. Do not ever put your credit card in. Do not buy anything because you don't want to talk to me about it. Just please get a hold of me if you need credits because I can always get you more and it's a pretty painless process. We'll talk about billing and all of that in a separate video, but I want to, make sure that you are all aware that this is all free to you. Okay, so what you're looking at right now is the Google Cloud homepage. Now, in this class, we will be mostly using Google Cloud pretty much the whole time. And the reason for that, I know some of you are probably coming from AWS or Azure or any of the other cloud providers out there. Google is very, very good with education credits, whereas with AWS or Microsoft, it's a lot more of a pain to get them. So we are going to pretty much be exclusively in Google Cloud here. Now, not saying that's necessarily a bad thing though, because everything you learn in here is completely transferable to the other platforms. For instance, we'll be doing cloud functions later on, which are serverless functions, basically kind of a light virtual machine runs and you just call a function somewhere on the internet. That'd be Lambda functions for AWS, or that would be Azure functions for Microsoft. Again, this is all fairly transferable. So with that, let's take a look at some of our things that we have to go through. So here is the home page. Now, the one thing to kind of keep in mind with these various cloud providers is they really like to change their interfaces at a whim. So this is what the page currently looks like. It may change in the middle of class. It might change a year from now. It just kind of depends on what the cloud developers, behind Google Cloud or any other platforms really want to do. That being said, a lot of the videos in this class, I will be adding new ones in here and there. Some of them will be older. The interface is still pretty much the same under the hood. You might notice some minor differences. Like for instance, in some of the videos, the big sidebar that if I click the nav menu here, that's always there sometimes. Whereas here I have to click it. Or in some of the other videos, the homepage looks completely different, and now they want to give you this kind of quick access view. The one thing to keep in mind as we go, you can search for anything that you want in the little search bar, and it's very, very easy. And because it's Google, the search is pretty top notch. You can also click the nav menu here to navigate through all the different things that are available to you. But just kind of keep that in mind. Things may look different. You might have to poke around a little bit. And if you ever run into anything that you are unclear on or it doesn't make sense, feel free to email me, message me in Discord, that kind of a thing. I don't want anybody to be lost just because they're a little worried. And while I've got that, okay, so we have our cloud here, and we'll be in this quite a bit. Our Blackboard page, so this is a work in progress as of this video. I'm going to be updating these dates, but the way that it's going to look to you all is that the first thing that you see when you visit the page is that every single assignment is going to be listed out with the due date, and you could, in theory, run through everything the first week of class and be done if you wanted. That's perfectly fine. I am not going to grade them until that deadline just for fairness to all of the other students. But highly recommend checking this out. The main thing here is that pretty much the only thing we'll be doing with Blackboard is submitting assignments, doing the exam, that kind of fun stuff in here. So we will have a midterm, we will have a final exam that'll all be in the syllabus. I've got information about all of the things that you're going to need to know about the class. So the structure, here's a link to the website. We'll talk about that in a moment. Link to the YouTube playlist. We'll talk about that in a moment. Office hours, I will probably update based on my schedule. Not fully sure of that yet, but again, keep a look at keep an eye on Blackboard for that. For this class, we will also do an open office hour with just for you all. So basically, we will do office hours I will be here Monday and Friday, probably Wednesday I'll do Zoom. I will also do an open office hour strictly for your class here. So if you have anything kind of particular you want to talk about, I will be on Zoom for that hour, and anybody can talk about whatever they want to talk about class related. Okay. Also, other things too. So we'll get into a lot of these. Basically, um, this is kind of just worth reading through, not too much to really call out here. Syllabus will be up here, my info will be up there. Really, the only thing to worry about in Blackboard is this weekly content. So I have modules for each of the kind of the week grouping. So weeks 1 to 3. Here is the assignment or the link to the introduction. Here's the link to cloud technology, serverless functions. That takes you directly to the relevant post on our website, which we'll show in a moment. It's also going to have our assignments in there as well. I haven't set them up yet with deadlines, but basically when you click weeks 1 to 3, you'd see your list of assignments down here. And you can also go into your Blackboard calendar and all of that fun stuff. So that's Blackboard. Again, basically just using it for assignments. We have our cloud page here. You will all get access to this. I have a YouTube playlist for all of the videos for this class. So if you don't want to, click them all separately, you can just go right to the playlist and go through all of them, as you would when you consume YouTube content. Obviously, probably on 2.5x speed, just so you don't have to listen to me drone on about it. But yep, that's all going to be here. Don't get too hung up on what you see this exact second, because I still have to touch some things up. I still need to add a little bit here and there, maybe rework a few videos, but basically it's going to be pretty straightforward, follow the structure of the class. Now, the main thing about class is we have this course website for all of the content. Basically, consider this to be your textbook for the class. So I've got blog posts for every week. Every week is a module for us. So week 1 is the introduction, which will include this video. Here's a link to all the videos relevant, including the lab demos, getting set up, that kind of a thing. But here is kind of what you're going to be, getting used to seeing is a nice little blog format. I like this way of doing it because you don't have to buy a textbook, but then it's something that I can continually update as things change as well. Because as we should probably all know by now, the cloud will consistently change. If you notice anything wonky on this page that maybe doesn't track or doesn't make sense, it's probably just that I missed it when I was updating something. So feel free to email me, or you could even create a pull request in GitHub, because this is just a github.io page. Okay, so we have talked about our YouTube playlist, talked about Blackboard. I've got all kinds of videos detailing everything you need to know about class. And other than that, the one thing to, I guess, talk about is getting set up with Google Cloud. So we are going to be using coupons for class. So you each will get $50 in free credits to start. And basically what you do is you put in your email address. Now, either your mail.gvsu.edu or a personal Gmail account, both are perfectly fine for that. You get a coupon to your account, you redeem it to Google Cloud, and then you see $50 pop up in your account. So for instance, if I was to go here to billing, I would see, so instructors get a little bit more just so that we can help everybody out. But here's my remaining credits. Okay, so you would see 50 in there when you get started. And again, if you run out, I can get you more. We'll also be doing Quick Labs, which have recently rebranded to be Google Cloud Skills, I think. So you're going to get a separate coupon for those modules. They're kind of like paid for self-guided lab type of things, which are good because they keep them updated because you pay for them. Some of the other labs that are out there, they're just kind of open source and for free. And if it's updated, it's because the instructor or the person writing the demo realized they have to update it. But one thing to keep in mind, I'm going to reiterate this over and over and over again. If you are doing something in the cloud and it's something that you're going to be leaving on for a while, make sure that you turn it off before you're done, because it will continue to consume credits as you go. So for instance, if I were to go over here, and this is going to be pretty much it for the video since we're already getting a touch long, but I would go over to the compute engine, which is the virtual machine engine for Google Cloud. I've got a virtual machine here. It's just sitting off, so its status is off. It's still technically consuming credits by being active. Now it's like a minuscule amount. But if I were to go ahead and say create a new instance here, just the default basic instance with like 10 gigs of hard drive space, 4 gigs of memory, that's going to be 25 bucks a month if you just let it run. Now, if I were to say add a GPU on, so NVIDIA T4, that goes up to 200 bucks a month. Basically, make sure that you turn things off if you can. And if you are doing a lab, make sure that you read ahead to see what the teardown instructions are or the cleanup instructions, because sometimes they will have you delete the whole project. That's something that we'll get into as well as we go later on. But keep in mind, it's not just running things on your computer, you're using somebody else's machines, and that costs money. But that will all become clear. It's nothing to be super worried about. Just kind of keep that in mind as we go. Okay, other than that, that's probably good for this intro video here. I hope you all have a delightful class. I guess one other thing I forgot to mention, sorry. So I do run a Discord server for my students. Now let me go to a channel where I'm not going to have people's personal info available. Office hours? Office hours would be a good one. Nope, bot testing. Okay, so that one should be fine here. So basically what I do is I've got servers for every single one of my classes. You have 680 general. Just feel free to pop in there, say hi, use it as an unofficial place to chat. We'll have weekly Zoom sessions as well if you want to go a bit deeper. But by all means, feel free to chat in here, ask me questions, things of that nature. Alrighty, I will see you all in the next video. Hope you all have a wonderful class. And until I, see you actually in office hours or in some kind of another setting, hope you have a wonderful day and good luck. Bye, everybody.